living paycheck to paycheck, constantly being one health problem away, or even worse, a late fee, from being completely swept under. All too common and relatable of an experience in today's modern times. Well, let's sit down together today and hear a little bit about that. And if you can relate to anything in this video, or if you just simply like content like this, then feel free to like, comment, and subscribe because I post videos like this daily. Now let's begin.
A recent study came out that 47% of Americans who make $150,000 a year to $200,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, some of you are thinking, how in the crap does that happen? If I was making $200,000, I would be fine. And it just proves the point, you guys, that so much of personal finance, it's your behavior, it's your habits. I mean, lifestyle creep, it's a real thing. When you're used to living at 100 grand and then you make 100.
If you're used to living at 100 grand, wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be nice? I know it depends on your, cost of living where you're currently located, but where I'm from, 100 grand is pretty high. You're already living pretty damn good.
To that, and then you get used to 140, and it keeps going up, regardless of how much money.
Do you really get pay raises like that, or are those bonuses? Sorry, most people I know don't work real jobs, I guess, like that. They're getting paid way less than 100 grand.
Your habits really do form around your income, and so that's why you have to be so careful. So don't always have hope that just because my income goes up, I'm going to be okay. Because the truth is, if you have bad habits and you make more money, you're just going to make bigger and bigger mistakes. But if you have great money habits and you make more income, then that's a blessing because it's going to be used to your advantage.
All right, so that was Dave Ramsey's daughter, Rachel Cruz, and let's all be honest, she could definitely get it. I mean, moving on. But yeah, it's kind of funny how even the money expert, as so she calls herself, says don't rely on money. Even if you get these crazy pay raises, just don't rely on it because it's all about your habits. It's you. You're always a loser. It's never anything else. It's crazy. But anyway, we're gonna get into some other types of mindsets. People who didn't grow up rich. But anyway,
way around not living check to check. We all live in check to check at this fucking point because you want to live in a good neighborhood, right? You don't want to live in the hood. Bills and shit, all this shit is not doing nothing but going up. The average fucking apartment, one bedroom is like $1,600. Especially if you living on your own, that's what make it twice as harder. That's why people
since I moved out from my mom and dad's house when I was 19, I lived on my own. Now I moved back into some family member's house to get some reduced cost housing, but it's hard to respect people who've never done that before. Like they don't really know what it's like. You're really in the trenches.
Try to go out for like a second source of income, really just to have some free fucking money, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of fucked up because it's like, okay, let's say you work 2 jobs. You don't have no fucking time to yourself because when you away from the first job that you at, you thinking about going to the damn second job, or you got to get ready to go to the second job. Even worse,
you're spending the breaks on that first job on the second job, and you still got a third job to go to. Isn't it crazy how having multiple jobs is just normal now? It's just average. Like, when did it switch from having one job was just enough?
Like, I swear, like, the economy nowadays is like, it's to the point where it's meant for us to struggle. Like, a motherfucker making $25 an hour back in motherfucking 2014, that's goddamn $50 an hour. Now $25 an hour is like $16 an hour. Like, what the fuck? You already got to worry about rent. And then you got to worry about bills outside of your house. Phone bill, car note, and it's a law to have insurance. And that ain't even half of the bills that majority of us got. That's why it be so hard to, save money and fucking just maintain a good living at least. I get it. You got to work without looking at the clock, but god damn.
Yeah, it's really hard for a lot of people to get ahead these days. And to be honest, it doesn't seem to be getting much better with everything else going up higher than the majority of people's pays are going up in match to it. It's like that balancing scale, and it's just super uneven.
On my bank account the other day, and it said $25, and we don't get paid for another 2 weeks.
25
and he was like, how are you surviving? Like, how do you even live off $25? I'll tell you if you really want to know how I budget and save. I sleep. Literally, you have to have no obligations. Just sleep. Because if you're sleeping, you can't be spending money. Period.
We're living off sleep, folks. That's a crazy way to think. But to be honest, when you're really down and out, it's kind of hard to sleep when your stomach's growling, but you can easily sleep for dinner. And then it's crazy. A good 6 to 8 hours goes by. Probably not. Anyway, moving on.
Expensive not to be rich, and I was raised very financially privileged. My mom had a good job, my dad stayed home and raised the kids. They didn't have to pay for childcare, like all of that sort of thing. But I am not as financially secure as my parents were, and so I'm living paycheck to paycheck. My payday is today, so of course I'm going through my bank account, making sure that like everything's ready for me to transfer money where it needs to go and pay the bills that I have. And I saw that there was an incorrect charge on my account, which led to an overdraft fee. And so when you don't have the money for simple mistakes like that to be happening, you're just in this endless loop of wasting your time and wasting money, because you're paying for things that you didn't necessarily make a mistake on. And it just is crazy to me that rich people don't have to deal with this, because they don't have to worry about.
Maybe I'm wrong. Do rich people not have overdraft fees? I guess because they have enough money in their account, they don't have to deal with that. But I think they still have the same types of taxes that everybody else does. If anything, I think they get taxed more. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not. Hey man, I'm not rich. I'm not eat the rich either though.
They have a minimum balance in their checking account. They don't have to worry about an overdraft fee, because that's never going to happen. If a mistake happens, they'll get compensated, they'll get the refund, no sweat off their back. Maybe there is some time wasted having to like process and request a refund to be made. But when you're so tight with your time and tight with your money, anything that goes off of the plan, any deviation from it, throws a wrench in the whole entire system and ecosystem that you've created for yourself or have to deal with for yourself.
I've been living paycheck.
When you're so down, it's really hard to get up. But when you're up, it's easier to get higher. And it seems like every single year they keep like raising the ladder to make it harder to get in. But now let's see. It seems like the last few folks had kind of their head on straight. Now let's get into this dude right here. Who seems to have his head on a little bit backwards.
To paycheck for the past 5 years, and today we're starting with negative $643.
All right, and that's not why his head's on backwards. That's actually pretty average. It's not even actually that bad compared to the average person. I'm going to say American, because that's what I check out the stats on, because I'm American myself. But he's gonna let's listen and look at and watch the way he spends his average day, and let's determine if this debt is worth it.
And 44 cents, and let me show you exactly what I spent money on today. I'm on a trip for work and I didn't eat breakfast, so this chicken wrap and latte at the rest stop was $14.78, which is actually really expensive, but I gotta eat something. Next is gas, which we all know is super expensive. I paid $55.04 to fill up my tank, but unfortunately there's not much I can do to change that. Now today I was getting tons of footage of this job site for my company, and it was a lot of fun, but it's time to go home, snuggle up, and chill for the rest of the day. The turnpike cost me $18.75, leaving me with negative $732.01. See you guys tomorrow.
So the majority of his payouts of that day where it seemed like it's way too overcharged. Like, not saying you always have to make a sandwich at home or make your own coffee at home, but I don't think every single meal should be more than $10. I know it's hard, but it's possible. Now we're going to go into some comments. I always appreciate all the love and support you guys have been showing over here lately, and we are a new upcoming channel, but I've been doing daily uploads, and I plan to continue doing them, if not a few times per week. So let's get into some of these comments, and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You'll probably see one of your comments down below, or maybe in video. I'm Gen Z, and the thought of homelessness terrifies me. Now look at the comment right below that. Born in 2001, also Gen Z. And I've been couch hopping from homies' houses since 2019. Slept outside and slept in abandoned houses and shit. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what generation you're from. I've made a few videos about the clash of the generations and stuff, and it seems very true that people do feel that way. But I don't think that's necessarily important, because it doesn't matter what age you are. Everybody has their own struggles and own life problems, and even people from the exact same generation can have completely different walks of life. So I hope everybody gets that figured out. And then crash equals discount, talking about the economy is going to crash. Now, if you have money to invest, you probably do feel that way if you're thinking about the stock market. I don't really know. I'm not really a stocks guy. I try to be, but I've only ever really lost money in all the crypto and day trading I've ever tried. So don't listen to me. But at the same time, that could be possible, because I have heard that's true. And then now this last part here, please select a payment method. Sooner or later, folks, this will be your few options. You got the couple different credit links, couple different debit cards, and you can just donate a kidney. You can donate one of your organs. I feel like soon enough, that's probably all anybody's going to have an option for. So, you can do what you can with that information. But I appreciate all you guys. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe to see more, and I will see you in the next one.